Even when you wondered why people did the things they did, why they hurt each other, or you, your mouth remained closed. Perhaps that was why, when the bard called yesterday, you did not say what you needed to say. You did not ask the question. I wanted to wish you happy birthday. Can't believe you picked up, finally. It's tomorrow, actually. Oh, yeah, obviously I knew that. What do you want? Whitney, don't be like that. You never called me back. I was worried something had happened, but you're good, yeah? You could feel his question on the back of your tongue, as if you had asked it yourself. It was for him, not you, and it tasted like tin. Metallic, like blood coming or recently spilled. A reminder of the first time you had lost yourself underneath him. Don't call me again, I mean it. It was the most you could say. To question out loud would be to request answers you were not ready to hear. So you hung up the phone before he could reply, his words still ringing in your ears. And he liked to talk. It was how he had endeared himself to you in the first place and why you had nicknamed him the Bard. He'd had an unhealthy obsession with Shakespeare and thought reciting sonnets in the shower was all a woman could ever want. For almost 2 years, you believed that to be true. And then, 3 months ago, he told you he just wanted to worship you. So you let him, unsure if you really liked him getting that close to you. Lips in places you'd only recently geared yourself up to glance at with your makeup mirror. You ended up on top of each other, that's how it felt anyway. Rolling around, you were always somehow looking up at him, though his words implied you were the goddess he knelt to. And underneath him, his sonnets felt quieter, but pointed. And you couldn't tell if he was trying to pierce your heart or the whole of who you were. At the time, your unwitting submission seemed to propel him onward inside you, and he took on a speed that was displeasing, almost unhinged in its rapidity. So you whispered into his ear with an adopted gentleness, "Slow down," because suddenly there was pain around the edges of you that was coming into clear focus in the midst of his thrusting. But his ears were closed to you as he continued his incessant journey, as if trying to burrow, and you wondered if you should have been louder. So you pushed a hand into his chest and used your other to hook a finger under his chin, bringing him eye level to you just to break what felt like a ferocious concentration on his main task. Then you spoke with volume. "Go slow." And he looked at you with ice blue eyes, sharp like a knife edge, and replied, "No." And then your hands were gone from your vision, held securely by his own over your head as you shook and were shaken through the rest of it. You knew what it was, the refusal to let you be an equal partner in a shared activity. He was all-powerful, a terrifying giant, an overseer of your faculties, ones you had previously thought you were in control of, and you were shrinking beneath him, becoming small and incoherent, your language suddenly simple and new. You no longer felt you had the capacity to verbalize what was happening. But worse still was that it felt familiar. Like the ache from an old injury, a scar that sometimes pulsated at night, at odd times throughout the year. The leather sofa creaked and squealed beneath you, your head bobbing from side to side as if you were a rag doll. And you glimpsed the sides of his clenched muscles holding your wrists firmly. You kept your eyes on Rudolph's red nose on the sofa blanket behind him, coming in and out of focus with each new motion. And you counted backward from 100 until it was over, because you didn't really know when it would be over. Afterward, he kissed you goodbye as if you had shared a meaningful encounter, and you pulled that same Christmas-themed blanket off the sofa and stuffed it into a black bag. Then you showered cold and stopped returning his calls. That was winter. The memory of him stayed with you, of course. It was the smell at first, Giorgio Armani layered over the faint, sour scent of sweat, because he was always running somewhere, always late. You tried in the weeks following not to think about him, not to look at his name in your phone and ponder, not